they wanted Tyrod Taylor to start this game, but they knew coming into the week that he may not be healthy by Sunday. So I'm not smiling because the Jets finally won a game. I'm just smiling at the irony and how regardless of what's going on with the New York Jets right now, you just have a number of people, most notably some very large Jets content creators, who continue to just binge on bashing Aaron Glenn. And, about 24 hours ago, I said, what if Tyrod Taylor isn't healthy? To me, it was the most logical explanation and the reason for why Aaron Glenn could not name a quarterback for Sunday. Because obviously, Justin Fields is healthy, and Justin Fields would be starting if Tyrod couldn't go. But with Woody Johnson saying what he said on Monday, I believe, at the owners' meetings, it would be difficult for Aaron Glenn to announce on, let's just say Tuesday morning, yeah, sure, Justin Fields is starting. Because then all week long, at least in the immediate, while he's trying to focus on getting prepared for Cincy, he'd now have to answer questions on, well, how are you going to go with Justin? What made you choose Justin? How's the team going to do? How's the locker room? How's this? How's that? It was actually better off for the Jets coach to say nothing about the quarterback situation, just for that reason, because they wanted Tyrod Taylor to start this game, but they knew coming into the week that he may not be healthy by Sunday. So if they could, in a perfect world, he would be a game time decision. They would have dragged this thing all the way out until about an hour before kickoff and then named the starter. Now, when Aaron Glenn said the team knows who's the starting quarterback, or the team, that's between me and the team, me and the players, again, like I said yesterday, I thought that made a lot of sense. The team probably knew Tyrod may not be able to go. The team knew that Justin will be the starter or could be the starter. The team also knew what Woody Johnson said. From what I understand, while Justin Fields claimed he didn't see it, he said he doesn't have social media. Aaron Glenn actually spoke to the team about this on Tuesday, I believe, which was the day after Woody's comments. So I think, inside that building, look, and what Woody said wasn't, necessarily more detrimental than the actual play itself. He was kind of only confirming what Aaron Glenn said about Justin Fields, what Justin Fields said about Justin Fields. And Aaron Glenn also said, he addressed that, I believe, on Wednesday or Thursday's press conference. He said what Woody said is the same thing that I've said, Aaron Glenn, and same thing Justin said about himself. So, yes, is it a bit odd maybe coming from the owner in season while Justin Fields is actively on the roster? Yes. That can be looked at as, something that could cause an awkward situation, an awkward environment. But I also believe that, just maybe having a bit of optimism about the Jets' future and current situation, what if the transparency is necessary? I mean, what if? It's how often how about this? And I get it. Success breeds, you're allowed to kind of speak differently when you're successful. But, what if the mentality needs to exist for the success to even be bred? So you think about George Steinbrenner, Yankees fans like myself, would George have said something like this about a player? Probably. And would it matter if the Yankees were in first place or last place when he said it? No, wouldn't matter. I don't think it would matter. I mean, I wasn't really around. I wasn't born, for some of the glory days of the Yankees in the 70s. But at the same time, I'd like to, think based on what I've read about the history of the Yankees, they weren't always winning. And George was still George. So it's interesting, for Woody Johnson to do what he did. It may be uncommon in 2025, but I don't think, dare I say, I don't even know if it was really that disrespectful. I think the play on the field is disrespectful. And if you want better things to be said about you, then you should play better. It's your job at the end of the day. And you are paid a very beautiful price And you earn that money, sure, but you still have to continue to earn that money. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't feel the same way. I kind of laughed when I heard what he said. I thought it was strong, but I don't think it was wrong. And so ultimately, now here we are. Justin Fields is going to be the starter for Sunday. And guess what? You don't like what the owner said about you? Guess what Justin Fields can go out there and do on Sunday? Play better. And by him playing better, what may happen with the way the Jets defense has looked lately? I know they'll be without Sauce Gardner, but with the way that other guys have even stepped up. Look at Brandon Stevens at corner. Look at Powell. Like, these are some really good players now. You got Johnson. You got Will McDonald. Obviously, you got Quinnen, the return of Quincy Williams. Who says the Jets can't go out there and win a game? Now they're not going to hold this Bengals team to 13 points unless they get to Joe Flacco, which is possible. But, who says the Jets absolutely have no shot? And their defense isn't anything to write home about. So, could he finally give us the encore to his week 1 performance? Maybe. And if he does that, guess who's singing another tune going into the bye week? Guess who's speaking highly of you? Guess who's speaking differently, at least, at the very minimum, giving you the credit where it's due? Woody Johnson and Aaron Glenn and everybody else. The New York media, the national media, everyone. So regardless of what you feel about Aaron Glenn, regardless of what you feel about Woody Johnson's comments, guess who has the opportunity to put all of that to rest this week? Justin Fields. Is that not the most that an athlete can ask for? The opportunity? You control the narrative. Go out there and have a good game. But as far as, all of you who thought that Aaron Glenn was just completely off his rocker, you thought Aaron Glenn was so inept, look, again, 2 weeks in a row, the defense has held the opposition to 13 points. That's pretty darn good. And now, as I stated yesterday, as I suspected, Tyrod Taylor is not healthy. They wanted him to be healthy. They wished he was healthy. And they wanted him to be the starting quarterback Sunday. Yes. But it's so bad that they didn't even choose Justin. They have to go to Justin because Tyrod's not healthy. But I don't have much concern about it, to be honest with you. I think that where Justin Fields struggled against the teams that he struggled against, for whatever the reasons were, they were. What he did in week 1, I will not ignore it. I understand he had, an entire offseason and preseason to prepare for that. Maybe that's why he looked so good in week 1. I believe in the potential of this offensive coordinator. I believe in this defense. And I believe in the potential of Aaron Glenn. I honestly do. He doesn't have to be the most eloquent. He doesn't have to be politically correct all the time for him to ultimately prove to still be a good coach. Hell, he doesn't even have to do a good coaching job every week for him to ultimately become a good coach. And that's why I say, in this one example, the end justified the means. For me, maybe not for you, but for me. The way that he reacted to the question, who's your starting quarterback, we keep that in-house. To me, that was a legitimate answer, given that we now see Tyrod Taylor cannot go this week. That was a legitimate answer. And I have nothing but respect for the way he handled that in the face of his owner absolutely destroying Justin Fields, and in the face of some of you very large Jets content creators who continue to bash him every single week. You think he's the worst coach in history. You may even think he's the dumbest guy in history. And I don't think either one of those things will prove to be true in the end. So I'm rooting for you, Aaron Glenn. Rooting for the Jets as always. And we'll see. Will the end justify the means? There's a chance. There's a chance. For this game tomorrow, real quick, I just think that if everything aligns the way that it can for the defense, maybe they hold the Bengals to 2 touchdowns and a couple field goals. So help me out. Give me the calculator real quick. What's that? 14 points. So they can hold the Bengals to 20 points, right? Is that reasonable? Sure, reasonable. Can Justin Fields put up 20? 21 points? I say yes. Why? Well, if he's got what I think he's got is he's a based individual. He doesn't seem to be too rattled or too bothered. He doesn't seem like, and again, he's a fifth year player, he's a veteran. So he should exhibit some of these qualities. But if he's got the fortitude that I think he's got, I think he's actually going to go out there and play a good football game tomorrow. I don't think the Jets are going to get embarrassed on offense. I don't think the Bengals defense is that great. They're not a horrible defense. And they're also, so you're not going to take advantage of them all up and down the field in the trenches and whatnot. But at the same time, they are open to the run and the pass. And you only have to get it right once for you to actually think and believe that you can get it right, right? I mean, you're going into the bye week. Just get it right one time. Even though I think the Jets did a pretty good job of getting it right in week 1, just get it right one time. Hit Breece Hall for some screens. Keep running the ball up the middle. I don't think they ran the ball enough last week. They just abandoned it. Keep running the football. Get the running backs involved in the pass game. Get the tight ends involved. It's another thing. People think Mason Taylor can't have a good game with Justin Fields. I disagree. Justin Fields, when he's been right and when he's been on, has utilized the tight end just as much or more than anybody. Justin Fields also, even missing a week, leads all quarterbacks in rushing yards. Justin Fields is not a scrub coming into this football game. He's a decent football player. He's not a great quarterback, but he's underperformed. Even for whatever you think Fields is, he's not as bad as he was the last 2 weeks. That's absolutely ridiculous. He played that terribly, sure. He did it. But he's not that bad. He's not that bad at all. The Jets need to figure out what they need to figure out to get him going. And I don't know, again, secretly I'm kind of glad that he's starting tomorrow because I want to see it happen. I either want to see it happen or not happen. I don't want to see Tyrod. Why do I want to see Tyrod Taylor? I would rather see Brady Cook because there's potential there. Why do I really want to see Tyrod, especially when Garrett Wilson's not playing? So it's not like we got some star receiver to feed. No, I want to see Justin Fields is the star of the offense right now, whether you like it or not. He is the star player of this Jets offense, and I want to see Justin Fields. And I want to see him do well, so I wish him well. Well, got about 22 hours till kickoff, 21 hours, whatever it is. And I absolutely can't wait. I'm Ben Little, Jetsxpress. Ciao.